Cannot find my string key. Hey, everybody. Hey y'all, I'm having some technical difficulties, so just bear with me. Yeah, I'm having some technical difficulties, so it's none of you all, it's me, and trying to figure some stuff out. Give me a second here. Hey everybody, go ahead and start saying hey in the chat area while I figure out what's going on here. Yeah, okay, I think we're on all networks now. It took a second. So I apologize. Hey, Gabby. Hey, everybody. Do me a favor. I think we're on now. Yeah, I think we're on now. I'm sorry about that. Start liking and sharing the video, would you? And do me a favor. Say good evening in the chat area. And let me know what city, state you're from. If you're not from America, let me know what country you're tuning in from. All right, let's do this quickly. We're running a little behind tonight, but this is going to be probably one of the best lives we've done this year. So thank you for your patience. City, state, country, where you from? Easton, Maryland. Thank you so much. Odenton, Maryland. All right. Connecticut. Thank you. Alameda, California. Hey, Charla. Good to see you. Birmingham, Alabama. Twice, 2 times. Detroit, Atlanta, Ohio, Omaha, Nebraska. Instagram. Where y'all at? Where you from? Wilmington, Delaware. Frederick, Maryland. Denver. All right. Appreciate all of you. This is going to be great tonight. Jamaica, Boise, Idaho, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Very good. Tampa, Florida, the Bronx. All right. Martinsburg, West Virginia, Fort Lauderdale, Goldsboro, El Paso, Texas twice. Ukiah, California. Savannah, Georgia, Dallas, New York twice, Youngstown. Thank you so much. Or Youngstown, I'm sorry. New York, Miami, Florida. Thank y'all. Do me a favor. Let me know where you're from. Then I want you to hit that share button. I need everybody tune in to share the video tonight. What I'm going to teach, I have taught 9 times this week to 9 different sets of clients, which leads me to believe that this is something that needs to be talked about. So we're going to deal with it, and it's going to be good. New York, Dallas, Miami again. Harker Heights, Texas. Thank you. Good evening, O'Neill. I appreciate you, brother. Good to see you always. Hey, Tiff. I appreciate all of my moderators. Thank y'all for being so awesome. April on TikTok. Where are we? Good. Conway, Arkansas, Nigeria. Thank you. Philly. Barb Harwell, New Jersey. All right, we got a good mix tonight. Good mix of folks everywhere tonight. This is good. And IG, it may look a little different on the screen tonight because I am streaming from the software onto IG so that I can free up my iPad. It helps me do notes a little bit better. But I appreciate all of you. This live, I don't know if I'm going to save it or not tonight. We'll see. Depends on how you guys support. Y'all are going to get a session tonight. For real. It's going to be hard. Clayton, North Carolina, Piedmont, South Carolina. Thank you so much. Arcata, California. Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you so much. Hope to be there soon. North Carolina, Chester, VA, Charlotte, Greensboro. Thank you, hometown. Augusta. All right. We got a good little mix here, and it's early in the broadcast, though I'm late. Y'all, I got here by the skin of my teeth tonight, but we're here. So I want to get right into this. Let me cut my calming music down, and let's get ready to go. If you don't have your journal, go ahead and grab it. A couple of quick things, really quick. Thank you, Miami, for tuning in. I saw Miami a couple of times tonight, and I appreciate all of you. Want to say also a special thanks to all of my subscribers. All of my subscribers that subscribe from Patreon and Instagram. I absolutely appreciate you, and I'm thankful for your support, and really appreciate all that you do to contribute to my work. What's wrong? Hmm? You jammed it where? Oh, yeah. So we'll put some ice on it. Put it in a plastic bag and put some ice in it on it. Okay. Love you. Sorry, y'all. My little one jammed her finger in volleyball practice. But it is good to be with you. And again, special shout out to all of my subscribers for your support. I'm absolutely honored by that, and I really appreciate all you do to contribute to my work. Now, tonight's going to be probably one of the lives of the year. And I say this to you all sometimes. It seems like on a weekly basis, and it never not comes through. Never not comes through, but it's going to come through hard tonight. This is going to be an incredible conversation. And I was supposed to do part 4 of the masculine feminine energy and give you guys out of esteem traits. I will plan to do that next week. A lot of what I teach on a weekly basis, if I'm being honest with you, is very inspirational. It is according to really how I feel led. And that a lot of times is connected to, conversations that I've had consistently during the week, things like that. And tonight is no exception. Tonight's conversation very much is a reflection of a lot of conversations. Literally, I had this conversation 9 times this week. And so that says to me that this is something that absolutely needs to be discussed. And we're going to do that. But I'm telling you, it's going to be an incredible session. And I'm grateful that all of you have tuned in to be a part of it. Um, do me a favor, like the video, share the video. Also, I want to encourage you to be mindful of your comments in the chat area. We're on a really good streak. We haven't had a lot of scragglers or birds in the chat area for weeks now. And if they've shown up, my moderators have done an amazing job of getting rid of them. They don't mind kicking people out. I was doing some settings work today, looking into some things, some other things I'm about to do with my channels, and noticed that the moderators had placed some people, had blocked some people. I didn't know who these people were. So shout out to Keish, especially on Instagram. She is zapping them and doesn't really play around. And so I appreciate all of the work that the moderators do to keep the community welcoming. If you got comments, please feel free to drop them in the chat area. If for some reason you see comments that are out of pocket, where people are making ignorant statements, you might start to see a few eagles fly in the comment section. Don't be alarmed. That simply means that we here at Inspire Nation fly high above birds. And so you might see some eagles fly up. Just join in and just drop a few eagles, and eventually bullies, because I have a zero tolerance policy for bullies. They will eventually go away. All right. I will give more announcements later. I do have a special offer for you all if you have not seen it in the details of this particular session tonight. I do have a deal for you for my value system group work, which is September the 14th, a special promo code that's going to end next Friday. So you might want to take advantage of that this weekend, Labor Day weekend. And it is by far one of the most powerful group works I teach, but I'll deal with that later on. Support the show. You'll see the ways to support on the screen. I would highly encourage you to do that. Your support literally pays for my lunch and allows me to just get a salad. I try to eat healthy. Did I eat today? I had a bag of peanuts today. Gosh, y'all, I had a bag of peanuts today. I couldn't even remember if I ate. Yeah, I know, a bag of chocolate covered almonds, a little small bag of chocolate covered almonds, and I had my protein shake after my workout this morning. I didn't eat today, and it's bad because I didn't even remember. It took me a minute to just remember if I eat. I'm going to do better. I promise. So support the show. I'm going to do better. I promise. Support the show. You'll see the ways to support. You can support via Cash App, Zelle as well. And I plan to do that, do some resting and eating this weekend. I got to catch a flight in the morning. All right, let's get into it. I want you to put in the chat area and in your notes tonight's topic: emotional damage. Emotional damage is what we're talking about tonight. Doc is running on fumes. It's been a week. This has been a very hard week. But man, when I tell you the stories that I will be sharing over the next couple of weeks are just, whoa. They are like that. Some real aha moments for a lot of clients. And I can't wait to pass it along, including what I'm going to share tonight. Because again, I literally taught this 9 times, and I took it as a sign that I really need to share this. And maybe, just maybe, people need to hear this message. Also, you may see salad icons. I didn't mention that. Somebody just reminded me. You may see salad icons in the chat area, and that just simply means support the show. And again, you see the ways to support. Let's talk about this. This is a conversation that I had at least 9 times this week with 9 different sets of clients. And I want to say this to you. We, in general, have a very unhealthy relationship with about 5 words. There's a lot more, but these 5 words that I'm going to give you right now, I want you to record them because we have a general unhealthy relationship from birth.
with a certain set of words. Let me give them to you. I want you to record these words: difficulty, failure, offense, opposition, and challenge. Difficulty, failure, offense, opposition, and challenge. Difficulty, failure, offense, opposition, and challenge. These are words that generally most of us have difficulty with from birth. Let me explain why this is important in the context of tonight's conversation on emotional control. The reality is, and this is a fact, emotional control is at an all-time low. People are not controlling their emotions. And I'm going to prove to you tonight that when you don't grow the ability to control your emotions, you absolutely position yourself to ruin your life. Many people are ruining their life, not because they're not great people, not because they don't have great potential, but not because they don't have degrees, not because they don't have opportunities. Many people are ruining their life because, frankly, they just cannot control their emotions. And tonight's going to be hard for some of you. Some of you need to grab some tissue with your notebooks because I'm swinging on everybody tonight. You know why? Because this is true for everybody, men and women. The lack of emotional control is at an all-time low. It's true for both men and women. And watch this. It's more damaging for men. You know why it's more damaging for men? Poor emotional control is more damaging for men because you can't lead in some things and not lead in all. And if a man, which all of these men are dying to be the leaders, cannot control his emotions, that entire house goes into chaos. Now, y'all not going to like what I'm going to say, but y'all know I don't play favorites, right? So ladies, don't get comfortable. Right now it's the men's turn. Women, it's on the way. Listen to me, fellas. Feminine energy in esteem is naturally emotional. Are y'all writing this stuff down? Feminine energy, when it's in esteem or in character, is naturally emotional. It's naturally emotional. We'll pick up with masculine, feminine energy next week. I got to teach this tonight. It's naturally emotional, which means when a feminine energy is in esteem or in character, she is naturally an emotional creature. This is why for all of you women who claim to be in your soft area, but you mean the math ain't mathing. Because I said it over the last couple of weeks and I'll say it now. You cannot be about the soft girl life and you mean. And somewhere along the line, in this nasty, toxic culture that we're in, we have taught women that feminine energy means being mean. That ain't got nothing to do with being soft. Ain't nothing soft about being mean. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. If that don't mean you got to be a pushover. Because, you know, y'all take everything to the extreme. If I say one thing, you go completely to the opposite extreme of the other thing. It doesn't mean you have to be a pushover. But you got to help me understand how your natural feminine energy embraces being emotional, but you hard as nails. And some of you women are harder than the bottom of a lot of men's feet. Oh my God. And that's a fact. So, feminine energy is naturally emotional. But fellas, listen to me. Masculine energy, when it's in esteem, when it's in character, masculine energy is naturally logical and thinking. Listen to me, fellas. Masculine energy, when it's in esteem or in character, is naturally logical and thinking. You are a thinker. So when a man has lost emotional control, he loses his ability to be clear-minded. And when a man loses his ability to be clear-minded, he can't lead nothing. Oh my God. So I don't care what nobody say. Y'all can say I'm playing favorites. All the fellas can say I'm being a simp. I don't care nothing about none of that. Y'all either. The reality is you're not going to be a leader in some things and not all things. And if you claim to want to be the leader, understand that men set the tone, women set the temperature. And you're not setting no temperature when your emotions are more all over the place than hers are. Doc, you telling me I can't be emotional? I'm not saying that. A real man who is healed, who is mentally, emotionally, and spiritually centered, absolutely can be emotional. I had a few moments this week. Nothing was really wrong. Just really wrapped up in some gratitude. A lot of things going on with my children, not bad things. They're very busy and active in sports and things, and it's a lot going on. And during a moment of meditation, 30-minute session, I'm sitting there just locking in the present and just really went into a space of gratitude. Next thing you know, a couple tears coming down my eyes. That's fine. I'm not telling you you can't be emotional, but fellas, if you cry all the time, what the baby gonna do? Oh my God. If you whine all the time, what the baby gonna do? Oh my God. If you temperamental all the time, what the baby gonna do? Oh my God. If you acting like it's that time of the month for you regularly, what the baby gonna do? Oh my God. Some of you men are more temperamental than feminine energy, and you claim to be masculine. Some of you men are more moody than women, and you claim to be masculine. And so the math ain't mathing. And so I got to deal with this. This has implications for men and women, but I just want to say from the start, emotional control is at an all-time low, and it is more damaging for men, especially in the context of relationships, marriages, and a family unit. That when that man does not have an emotional center, that family will be in constant chaos. And I hate to break the news to some of you women, but this is worth many of you. This is the first time for you to do a salad right now. Let me say this now. The reason why many of you women are in very rocky, inconsistent, shaky, shake the boat relationships is because that man cannot control his emotions. And when a man can't control his emotions, that relationship, that marriage, that house will be all over the place. Here y'all are having an argument. You calm, feminine energy. You ain't raised your voice. He's screaming. Oh my God. He's screaming. You calm. You talking calm. You ain't raised your voice. You being logical. You're trying to say, hey, honey, calm down. Think about this. Think about this. And he's screaming, yelling, cussing you out. Let me ask y'all a question. Who being the feminine energy and who being the masculine one? Huh? You know, I was really pleased. I want to say this, and then I want to get into something, and we're going to turn this up a notch. I had a couple of clients mentioned to me, and one mentioned last night. One of my favorite clients. She's such a sweetheart, and a few people reached out to me about Dr. Bryant's interview with Cam Newton, and asked my opinion. And a few people even said, "Doc, you and Dr. Bryant would be a great conversation because both of you tell the truth." And the reality is, I'm glad to see more truth coming in this space. If I'm being honest with you, you know, we brought truth to this space about 2 years ago. So I'm glad to see other people really. Dr. Bryant, kudos to her. I haven't seen the interview. I've seen some clips, and I understand she did what she had to do. That's what's required in this space. There's a new wave coming through this space called honesty. That's why my clients are coming through and rolling off. They're going off living their best life. It don't take long when you hear the truth. So y'all gonna get some truth tonight. Record this. You ready? Nothing measures emotional control like offense. Let's talk about it. Nothing measures emotional control like offense. And see, here's the thing: we can have these hard conversations, and I laugh at people, you know, that try to duplicate it, but people can tell when you really care. I've never been challenged on how I deal with my clients because they know even when I'm fussing, they know it's from a place of love. Lord knows, I asked a client today if she still loved me. She said, I absolutely don't. She was mad. And then she started laughing at the end. Truth is going to either set you free or make you mad. You got to pick one. But people can tell when you care about them. Let's talk about this offense thing. See how much y'all can tell I can care. I care. Nothing measures emotional control like offense. Because the reality is, emotional or offense, when you are offended, it's going to create one or two things: either a reaction or a response. Offense creates, y'all writing, either a reaction or a response. When people are offended, when you are offended, it will create either a reaction or a response. And what I've learned in this space, and what I found out about 9 or 10 times this week, is that a lot of people don't know the difference between a reaction and a response. Let's talk about it. A reaction, record this, you're going to be the smartest person at the water cooler for the rest of the weekend coming into Monday. A reaction is an emotional reflex to a situation. Y'all know these definitions, custom, right? Don't y'all steal. And a reaction, let me stop acting crazy, is an emotional reflex to a situation. Y'all writing? Of course, y'all, I forgot to say, if I say anything that makes sense, type church with a whole bunch of R's. Let me know. A reaction is an emotional reflex to a situation. A response is a mental reflex to a situation. Oh, this is going to be, I hope the light is starting to come on already. Because if you're just listening to me, you can probably tell where we're going. A reaction is an emotional reflex to a situation. A response is a mental reflex to a situation. Which means responses are always better than reactions. responses are always better than reactions. And can I say this? This is why, if I'm being honest with y'all, this is why our culture, from a mental perspective, is so low hanging fruit. Our society is, with all of this information, has to be one of the dumbest societies we've ever lived in. Doc, why are you saying that? Let me tell you why. Because we have access to all of this information. And it is crazy that people can actually go viral by creating platforms that are nothing but reaction videos. Uh-oh. I'm about to get in trouble. You mean to tell me I can go viral and make a whole lot of money a month just by having a reaction to what other people are doing? I'm telling you, you absolutely can. Because our culture, from a mental and emotional acuity standpoint, has hit rock bottom so bad that you can become famous by just giving people your reactions. Has anybody ever paused to think about that? That literally you can have millions of subscribers and followers just by giving reactions to what folk do. And you can tell, if you watch some of these videos, they ain't well thought out. You know why? Because a reaction, y'all, ain't nothing but an emotional reflex. And guess what? Emotional reflexes are not bound in. Things like facts, truth, research, logic, common sense. Yo, my content has been, I've had my content used in reaction videos. Some of them are decent. Some of them have been very decent, but a lot of them are just pure trash. Like even the video I did about therapy, I had therapists doing, when I said, stop going to therapy. It obviously was a tagline. She would watch the video. And I clearly talked about how therapy didn't bring up solutions for a lot of people. And therapists just toned that out. They took a clip of my video and then did reaction videos. I'm normally with Dr. Zed, but he's off on this. This doesn't make sense. Clearly, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's clearly not trained. Bruh, y'all make my head hurt sometimes. Because we are absolutely in a culture that is so low-hanging fruit when it comes to research and knowledge and levels that most of y'all will live with a reaction rather than wait for a response. And I'm here to tell you, responses are always better than reactions. You know why? Because reactions are led by your emotions. So anytime you react to something, it is always emotionally driven. Anytime you respond to something, it is going to be mentally or perhaps logically or perhaps thought driven. A lot of people have emotional damage and other life damage because most of the time your responses to things are driven by your emotions. I want to say this loud and I want to say this clear. A healthy response to offense is your mind telling your emotions how to feel. This is going to be above some of y'all's head. I can see it now. A healthy response to offense is when your mind tells your emotions how to feel. You know why this is going to be hard for some of y'all? Because the only way most of y'all been living, you have been living by letting your emotions drive how you think. Your emotions drive how you think. Your emotions drive what you do. Your emotions drive how you respond. Your emotions drive how you engage. Your emotions drive the decisions you make. Because it's 2024 and many of you are still saying crazy stuff like follow your heart. No, literally. Many of you are literally still telling people, follow your heart. Hey, sis. Hey, girl. Hey, bro. Just follow your heart. Your heart is deceptive. Your heart is a resting place for your emotions. And your emotions can be just as inconsistent as you are. So when you live by the mantra of following your heart, you are absolutely following something you can't trust. Did y'all write that down? I need my moderators to put that down in all caps. A healthy response to offense is when your mind tells your emotions how to feel. If you are not allowing your mind to lead you in how you respond, you out of pocket. Doc, no, Doc, no, Doc. I just felt in my heart. Y'all support the show before I cut it off. I just felt in my heart, Doc, that the right thing to do, my heart was just telling me to do it. Your heart, you could have bad Chipotle and your heart would be telling you to do all kinds of stuff. Now, some of you are probably saying, well, then, Doc, what about women's intuition? Don't women have a natural intuition to be able to feel what is right? Let me help you. I don't trust nobody's intuition who ain't healed. Man, woman, girl, bro, she bro, I don't care how you identify. If you're not healed, I don't trust your intuition. The only intuition I trust is a healed person. A healed person with healed intuition is going to be someone who is mentally, emotionally, and spiritually stable. If you are not mentally, emotionally, and spiritually stable, your intuition can't be trusted. I told you, some of y'all are gonna get 8 tonight. Some of y'all gonna get 8 tonight. Hard. It's not gonna even be nice. Because I'm sick of y'all making decisions with your emotions and then trying to make logic out of it. You can't make logic out of emotional decisions. How you gonna make logic out of a decision you made with how you feel that is bound to change at any moment? It doesn't make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense how you can, after you make a crazy emotional decision, then try to find the logic in it. It ain't no logic in it. It was an emotional decision. Oh, don't worry. I'm going to give you some tips, but I'm going to lay this foundation and y'all going to take this beating first. I don't trust nobody's intuition if you ain't healed. If you're not healed, don't tell me what you sense. Don't tell me what you suspect. Don't tell me what you had a dream about. I don't want to hear none of it. I don't want to hear none of that if you ain't healed. Because a mindset, thoughts, and emotions, and a spiritual foundation that is not healed can't be trusted. It absolutely can't be trusted. So a healthy response to offense is your mind telling your emotions how to feel. You know why? Because this creates alignment. What's the definition of alignment? Watch. Alignment. When what we say, what we believe, what we do on the same page. When what you say, what you believe, and what you do are on the same page, it creates alignment. How do we get to that? I want y'all to remember this sentence. Then I need somebody to support the show. What I'm about to give you is gold. You about to get crack in a statement right now. You ready? This is how you create alignment. We process with our heads to tell our emotions how to feel, which teaches us how to act. Y'all getting you getting a whole session tonight. I promise you, if y'all haven't supported this show, I'm taking this live down. I'm gonna say this again. You create alignment when it comes to emotional control, when we process with our heads to tell our emotions how to feel, which teaches us how to act. Your head processes the offense. Your thoughts tell your emotions you're going to act like this. And then your emotions from that order, from your mind, tells you how you ought to respond. Oh, I got a million examples. I'm just getting started. This is still foundation. Your mind processes the offense, not your feelings. When your feelings process offense, you're going to cuss somebody out. When your feelings process offense, you're going to block people. Y'all didn't like that video either because most of you don't listen. Doc, I'm with you, but you missed me on the block thing. I clearly told you there are 1 or 2 examples of times you can block, but other than that, blocking is a higher level of thinking. And either you on that level or you ain't. Either you in first class or you in coach, back there with the cold peanuts that's in the pack. It's a higher level of thinking. I don't expect the masses to understand it. When you are offended, your brain, your mind has to process the offense. When your mind processes the offense, it tells your emotions, hey, we're going to feel like this about the offense. So that your mind and your emotions, when they are in agreement, then your behavior is going to be positive. It is a shame. This right here is worth, this is going to be the live of the year, and I'm just getting started. I ain't got to the good stuff yet. Your mind tells your emotions how to feel, which dictates your behavior. And you know why some of y'all are in bad relationships right now? Let me go ahead and make sure my sound effect is right for this. You know why some of y'all are in bad relationships right now or reeling from bad relationships? Because you made a relationship decision with your heart and not your mind. Oh my God. Doc, I want to be healed. But every relationship and connection that you make, every decision you make about relationships or connections you have, you absolutely make them with your heart. And then you wonder why. You always sitting somewhere hurt and crying. Oh my God. Folk don't want to be healed. It just sounds good. Because if you want to be healed, I gave y'all a clue. And I'm going to talk about this later with ways you can correct this stuff. I gave y'all a clue. It's called the 5 areas of healing. Notice, y'all, emotional ain't first, is it? Spiritual ain't first, is it? What's the first area of the 5 areas of healing? Anybody know it? What is it? Type it in the comments. What's the first area? Who knows? There we go. Mental, 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 mental. Everything starts with your mind, including effective decision making. Does that mean your heart cannot be involved in decisions you make? Absolutely not. It doesn't mean your heart can't be involved in decisions you make, but doggone it, your heart and your mind ought to be on the same page. It's mental first, then emotional, then spiritual, then physical, then financial. Mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, financial, mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, financial. I've been told again, this is going to be on the level of the 5 areas of love language. When I finish this book, it's going to be a banger. Because it's a game changer. You properly process emotions when your head tells your emotions how to feel, and in turn, that teaches you how to act. And some of y'all don't know how to act when you get hurt or when you get offended because your emotions are telling your mind what to do instead of your mind telling your emotions what to do. And anytime your emotions tell your mind what to do consistently, your whole life will be an entire mess. And I don't want to hear no excuses about trauma this, trauma that, trauma this, trauma that, trauma, gaslight, narcissist, manipulate. I don't want to hear none of it. Because I'm going to give you some practical ways to correct this. But y'all going to have to stop making excuses. Because if you're honest tonight, most of you have been making leading decisions with your emotions and then wonder and look crazy when stuff ain't going right. And you're like, how did I get here? But you're going to unlearn it tonight. Why is this important? Because this not only creates alignment with what you say, what you believe, and what you do. Watch this, y'all. I had an epiphany this week that I got to add in the book. When you lead with your mind instead of your emotions, I want y'all to record this. It creates alignment with how you think, how you feel, and how you act. Did y'all hear what I just said? When this hit the book, it's over. It also creates alignment with how you think, how you feel, and how you act. When what you say, what you believe, and what you do is in place, it also impacts how you think, how you feel, and how you act. Because when what you say, what you do, and what you believe agree, then how you think, how you feel, and how you act will agree. And let me help y'all. The reason why, for many of you, how you think, how you feel, and how you act is all out of whack is because there is literally no agreement between that and what you say, what you believe, and what you do. Because many of y'all screaming healing, I want to be healed, I'm healed and whole. No, most of you just isolated. I saw a post on somebody's story today, and it was powerful. Many of y'all not healed. You really just isolated. You ain't been tried. I don't know if I'm leaving it up or not, Kiki. I'm going to see who support this show. Y'all think I'm playing. I'm going to take this down. 9 good clients paid for this week. Listen to me. Many of y'all screaming you healed, you ain't healed. Just because you taking trips don't mean you healed. Oh my God. Just because you getting back rubs and massages every 2 weeks don't mean you healed. Oh my God. Just because you got a standing nail and foot appointment every 2 weeks don't mean you healed. Because let me tell you something. You can isolate yourself from the world and think you healed because you calm, but you will never know you healed until your emotions have been tested. And emotions that have not been tested are emotions that can't be trusted. I'm going to say this again, and I'm going to say it until it sticks in your head. Emotions that have not been tested are emotions that can't be trusted. And if your emotions have never been tested and you have not exercised the discipline to lead with your mind instead of your emotions, I don't trust you or your emotions. This epiphany came to me when I was actually on my last vacation. And I was sitting in the pool. I thought about a lot that day. That's the day I put up the picture. People thought I was sad or something. No, I just, some of us might be called to be single for the rest of our lives. And I'm really starting to embrace that as a real reality. And if that happens, I'm going to be content with that. Whatever my lot, I'm going to be okay. So there's nothing wrong with that. But I also had a revelation that a lot of people use trips and vacations and excursions as a way to try to disconnect from the reality of what they're really dealing with. And that is not healing. That's called deflection. When you booking trips and taking a trip all the time to try to get away from the reality of life, you ain't healing, you running. Listen, Jesus was not only single, my man, Jesus saved the world. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I love women. I'd love to make somebody a husband or be a husband again. Make somebody a wife. I'd love to. I've done the work. I'm prepared. But if it don't happen, I like my life so much and what's going on with my kids that maybe I'll just find me a robe somewhere and some nice sandals, keep my feet pedicured, and just walk around healing people. And then when I die, have the world's largest funeral from 34 countries. I know people don't like this, but people do it. And what you don't realize is, watch, one of two things happen when you use trips to try to treat your emotional damage. One of two things happen. Either you become an emotional wreck because you end up trying to run away from how you feel. So you take a week to be numb from how you feel, only to return back to all the drama that is your life, and you end up going crazier. Or all of these trips make you numb to your feelings. Why? Because most people do not like to sit in silence. I cannot get further in my message tonight, but I'm going to tell you one of the ways you can learn how to treat your emotional damage is to get comfortable in quietness. Listen, when I was going through one of the roughest seasons of my life in 2000, and a lot of people I thought had my back jumped ship, I discovered something real quick. That when you try to heal and you try to keep a lot of noise in your ear, that stuff just becomes a deflection from you being able to listen to how you feel. And it becomes a deflection that keeps you from getting your mind or your thoughts and your emotions on the same page. So you clean the house with the music blasting. You ride in the car with the music blasting. You cannot take a walk without things in your AirPods in your ear. You cannot do anything without some type of sound or noise, because the noise becomes a deflection from you feeling your actual feelings. You want to go hardcore? Cut all of that off. Sit in your house and do your work in silence. Take a walk, take the AirPods out, leave your phone at home, and feel how you feel, and then tell me how much of a G you are. And trips work the same way. You take these trips, these excursions, you ain't really healed, and you spend most of the time trying to put up pictures and videos to convince us that you living your best life, and as soon as you cut the video off, you crying for the next 3 hours. Oh my God. But when you really heal, let me tell y'all about me. I got a little trip coming tomorrow. It's trip/business. Got business to do, working on this tour thing. Got some things to look at. Have some fun while I'm out. But let me tell you something. I'm gonna sit right at the dinner table this weekend by myself with my phone on the table, face down, enjoying my meal and in the environment and having me a great time. Because when you heal for real, you real comfortable with how you feel. You real comfortable with how you feel. You don't need no noise. I sleep at night. Oh my God. When I tell you, oh my God. You don't need no noise. You don't need no phone. You don't need a trip. You don't need these things. Now, there's nothing wrong with those things. Don't y'all take this wrong. Don't take what I'm saying wrong. There's nothing wrong with those things, but understand, you got to get comfortable in silence. You have to get comfortable with your own thoughts. You have to get comfortable with your feelings and be able to sit with them. And even if they're uncomfortable, you got to sit with them. And I don't care if you got to sit with them and cry until you learn how to get comfortable. Sit with them. Cry until you get comfortable. But stop using traveling and noise and people and brunch with the girls and hanging out with the guys. Stop using that as a smoke screen because you don't want to sit in silence and to yourself. Now, if it was easy, because some of y'all are saying that's hard, Doc. Well, if it was easy, then everybody would be healed, wouldn't they? If it was easy, everybody would be healed. That's why most of these folks screaming they healed, far from it. There's levels to this. There are levels to it. Well, Doc, sometimes I just need somebody to talk to. There's merit in that. There's merit in that. But let me tell you some things that are true about needing somebody to talk to. You get to a certain level in your healing journey where you recognize that for real, when y'all hear me screaming about first class and coach, there really is this thing in life called levels where even if you want to explain things to certain friends and people in your circle, there are people that just don't have the capacity to get it. And I know y'all don't believe that. Y'all, can I keep it a buck with y'all? And y'all promise not to judge me. I don't care if you do. Let me say that from the start. I don't care if you do, but let me tell you something in case you want to judge me. There are a whole lot of days Doc needs somebody to talk to, but guess what I've discovered? Most of y'all ain't got the capacity to hear what I got to say. I'm serious. You don't have to like there are levels for real. There are levels for real. And many of you have the same problem because as much as you would love to talk to people, when you look around for real, look at your friends, look at your family, ask yourself, how many of them really got the capacity to understand what I'm dealing with and to see it from such a higher level? Not some petty, simple level, but a higher level. That's why it's a true saying that the higher you go, the thinner the air gets. It'd be hard. You will get to a place in your healing journey where you discover it's going to be hard to talk to a whole lot of people. Which means, guess what, y'all? You ready? You have to be comfortable being alone. It's Topo Chico time. You got to get comfortable being alone. And if you're not comfortable being alone, you're not ready to be healed. If you're not comfortable being alone, you're not ready to be healed. And that's how I know many of you just talking. Heal, I'm healed. Healed, healed, healed. Blah, blah, blah. Being healed is the sexy word now. I believe I'm one of the progenitors of helping to bring the word back. If you don't believe it, check the receipts. Because 3 years ago, won't nobody talking about healing. Y'all ain't got to like it. You can call it arrogant. So what? Now everybody talking about being healed. I'm healed. I'm healed. Healed, healed, healed. Great. But let me ask you something. How comfortable are you being by yourself? Because until you're comfortable being by yourself, you ain't as healed as you think you are. Well, that Topo Chico be hitting every time. Y'all ignore my nails. I've been going through something. Ignore my nails. I've been going through something. Are y'all listening to me? I'm not saying it's wrong for you to desire companionship. It is completely natural for you to desire companionship. But let me tell you something. You grow a healthy relationship with being alone when you really in that heal space. I swear. I would love to have, for my birthday in a couple of weeks in September, I would love to be somewhere. What's that place I was looking at? Turks. What's the other place? Barbados, and be on a Bali bed somewhere with some fine tenderoni with a nice thong on, and she's sleeping and I'm asleep. I would love it. But let me tell you something. I'm gonna sleep right on that Bali bed by myself and be all right. And have me a good time and some good old naps, and probably work on my book and rest and relax. I'm a Libra. Because you ain't healed for real if you can't be comfortable by yourself. You've got to be comfortable by yourself. Are y'all trying to clown me? Tell me something. Of course you are. Hey, don't do too much. It's a lot of Libras. Y'all can hate on Libras all you want to. I don't care. We special. It's Libra season. We right. I think Virgo right now, but we up next. We up next. Y'all can say what y'all want to say about us. We irresistible. And we know we are. How about it? How about that? Now, thank you. Lily's World says, I love Lee. We love you, Lily. Thank you. Y'all stop hating. We irresistible and we know it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. How about it? All right. This making sense, y'all? This making sense? If it is, I want you to type levels in the comments. Capital letters. Libras are very loving people, without a doubt. Put levels in the comments with capital letters if this is making sense. Let's keep going. So, we got to deal with something. We said a healthy response to offense. Come on, I need to see more levels. This ain't making sense. Let me see it. Where y'all at? There we go. Better. Better. All right. Good. Good. All right. Levels. Yes. Yes. B, I did not know dad was a Libra. B, I didn't know that. I did not know your dad was a Libra. Makes sense. No wonder we get along so well. Thank you, Fran, for the super chat. I appreciate you so much. Y'all laughing when I said tenderoni. Hey, listen. Anyway, y'all not going to get me started. Y'all not going to get me down that road tonight. Listen. This is a salad-worthy statement I'm about to make, and y'all better support the show. So then, if I got my doggone bottle opener in my hand instead of my stylus. If we process with our heads how we feel and tell our emotions how to feel, this will teach us how to act. But let me give y'all something that's going to blow you away. You ready? Record this. When your emotions move faster than your mind, you know what this is called? Overreaction. Record this definition. Somebody better support this show right now or I'm hanging up. When your emotions move faster than your mind, This is what we call an overreaction. I just need you to pause and think about what I just said. Have you ever overreacted to something? Don't y'all steal this definition? It's in my book. You're going to be plagiarizing. Have you ever overreacted to something? Every time you overreacted, guess what was happening? Your emotions was moving faster than your mind. And it hit me this week. The very definition of overreacting is when you let your emotions lead the way. When your emotions move faster than your mind, that is the official definition of overreaction. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is the official definition of overreaction. It is the official definition. Y'all, when you are led by your emotions, you have lost control. When you are led by your emotions, you've lost control. And I want to say this. This is going to hurt some of y'all. It's going to hurt some of y'all. Because some of us like to sit in the stuff that we in, and we just like to bathe in it and just loathe at it. And, you know, I empathize with you. But the reason why a lot of my clients are getting off their meds for PTSD, ADHD, ADD, all of that stuff is because I don't let them sit in it, and we go over practical ways to get out. Let me tell you something. Even your diagnosis is not a reason or an excuse for you to be led with your emotions. I had one of the most powerful calls yesterday with a young man who was only 19 years old, who came to the realization at 19 that even his emotions wasn't stronger than his mind. Diagnosed bipolar. And when that light came on, you should have saw the floodgates open. So this is for all of you. This is for all of you. This is for all of you that want to use your trauma and your diagnoses as a reason to say, my emotions, I just can't control them. I disagree. When you led by your emotions, you've lost control. And control is critical for clear thoughts and solid behavior. If you cannot master control, you're not going to have clear thoughts. You're not going to have solid behavior. Don't tell me. I get it. And I want to be very clear here. Everybody can have a moment. Can I say this out loud? Everybody can have a moment. Let's just not act like people can't have we're human. Doc has had a moment. Okay? Does that make y'all feel better? Like, everybody can have a moment. But let me tell you something. Your moments should not turn to lifetimes. Some of y'all been living in your moment since you had it 5 years ago. And you continue to repeat the moment over and over and over again. We all entitled to having a moment. And this is why I laugh. And listen, you're going to know. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You're going to know what people think about you and what you represent by how they treat you in your moment. Let me see if anybody can relate to this. Can anybody relate to this to this for real? What I'm about to say. Isn't it funny how people around you have had moments and you've been able to overlook them? You've been able to forgive them for it. And I'm not talking about one moment. They've had multiple moments and you forgave them. Watch this. But when you had one moment, it was the end of the world. Has that ever happened to anybody besides me? Where you had one moment, it was the end of the world. They've had multiple moments and you forgave them. You know what that says? That says what they think about your work and what you represent. And I want to say this, when you are led by your emotions, you're just doing nothing but gambling. You ain't doing nothing but gambling. This is for all of you to say, Doc, I just can't help myself. They make me so mad and I just lose it. They make me lose my cool. They just make me lose it. I just lose my S. Y'all say the word, you know what I'm talking about. I just lose my S and I can't control myself. And they just da. Let me tell you something. When you living like that, you ain't doing nothing but gambling. Many of you, your behaviors are so out of pocket because you have literally no emotional control. And I'm talking to men and women. And women, just because you are emotional creatures does not mean you get a pass to be emotional all the time. Yes, you are in your natural femininity emotional, but that does not give you a right to be led all the time by your feelings. But Doc, you try to put on your little pretty, but Doc, I'm just so emotional. I don't mean any harm. Ain't no excuse. You're going to have to learn how to control your emotions just like a man has to control his. The only difference is you being emotional is a natural part of your feminine fiber. And I don't mind a woman being emotional. I've taught this. I want to make sure I reiterate this. I don't mind a woman being emotional. I don't have a problem with a woman being emotional. I think, honestly, if I'm being honest, and this is just Doc's opinion, there ain't nothing more attractive than a feminine emotional one. Cry. You cry, Lord knows, I'm going to make sure you good, talk you off the ledge, kiss and hug, and then I'm going to just, here, take my wallet. I'm so silly. It is something so sweet about a woman that cries. Because I'd rather you be crying than being hard like you just finished changing a transmission on a car. I'd rather you be a crybaby than for you to be all hard and grunting like a dude. No. There's nothing wrong with showing emotion. But I do think being emotionless sometimes is a byproduct of being in environments where you were not able to embrace your emotions. And some of you women, y'all ain't gonna like this, are as hard as a transmission on a car because you have been in environments where your natural femininity was not welcomed and your emotions weren't embraced. And because they were not embraced, you became as hard as the bottom of a man's foot who ain't had a pedicure in 3 years. Oh my God. So now that you know this, you got a responsibility. You better fix it. Because some of y'all going to miss your husband. Because when he show up, you going to scare him. You're going to be harder than he is. Oh my God. Well, Doc, I'm fine. I ain't going to scare him. Let me tell you something. Hard ain't got nothing to do with fine. You can be fine and be hard as nails. Being soft ain't got nothing to do with how fine you are. Fineness ain't a measurement of softness. Softness is a measurement of emotional stability and control. So you're going to have to learn how to embrace vulnerability. You're going to have to heal so you can learn how to trust again. You have to deal with the things that you are fearful of. The next dude ain't going to necessarily do what the last one did. And if he does, You've got to be so healed that your ability to recover is more of your fear than is greater than your fear of being let down. That should sound familiar, y'all. That's my definition of vulnerability. Get to a place where you can say you're vulnerable. That's a place where you can say, you know what? My ability to recover is greater than my fear of somebody doing something to me. And when you get there, you don't mind trying stuff. You'll start dating ladies, dudes you don't normally date. Fellas, you'll consider dating women who typically aren't your type. Because you know what? If it doesn't work, you've done enough work to be able to recover. And I know many of you ain't done the work and believe in your ability to recover because you keep trying the same kind of dudes. Let me tell y'all something. If you've dated 6 of the same kind of dudes, if you've dated 6 of the same kind of women, and the outcomes have been the same, it might be time to try something different. Because it's a good chance they might not be the problem. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's your choices. I had a real tough conversation with the client today. She was so mad at me. She played mad. She was so mad at me. And I said, can I use your story? No, you can't use, I'm mad. But I said to her, this little issue you got with rejection right now is not the problem of other people. It's your problem. Because you have done nothing but allow men that you had no business even pursuing. You have done nothing but allow men that you had no business pursuing to reject you. And you have internalized their rejection. And now you see it as a need in order for you to feel validated. She said, well, Doc, do you ever feel rejected? I said, never. She said, no way. I said, way. I said, do you know why? Because Doc feels like a woman is stupid to reject me. Doc, that's a little arrogant, don't you think? No. What it proves is my validation don't come from what nobody said. Sometimes you are people's a piece of tea. Sometimes you ain't. But while the reason why many of you take rejection and breakup so personal is because your validation comes from outside of you. But when your validation comes from within, you be laughing at women that don't want to talk to you. Are you kidding me? Look at you. What? Look at me. Do you not see this? Oh my God. Some of us walk around with that kind of attitude. I'm serious. Some of us are living as real life kings and queens. We don't talk this, we live it. And if you think this is something on the screen, you don't see me in person. All 6'3" of me, you ought to see me. Validation don't start outside. And so many of you, your behaviors are out of pocket because you have no emotional control. None. Got to get that out of handle. Why is that important? Because there are some perspectives that are not acceptable. And I'm about to give you some. Let me give you some perspectives that ain't acceptable. You ready? I can't help how I feel. Let me go ahead and just bust some of y'all down to the white meat real quick. If you have said stuff like, I can't help how I feel, Doc. Feelings are natural, but you can manage them. You can absolutely manage your feelings. Stop walking around here telling people you can't control how you feel. That's a lie. That is a bald, if you have ever said, I can't control how I feel, then this live is for you tonight. You have absolutely no emotional control and a lot of emotional damage. You can control how you feel because you can manage how you feel. You know why? Because your feelings shouldn't be leading the way. Your thoughts should. Your mind should be telling your feelings how to feel, not the other way around. And for all of you that feel like your emotions are so out of control that you can't do nothing with them and they just go on and on and on and you have no control, you out of order. Let me tell you another thing I hear a lot. Y'all writing this stuff down? Something else I hear. I hope y'all supporting the show. Because I'm telling you, if you're not, I'm taking this live that it will not be up. Y'all support the show. Let me tell you something else I hear a lot of people say. Oh, well, Doc, I'm an emotional person. You know, Doc, I'm just an emotional person, Doc. I can't help myself. I'm just an emotional person. Well, control them. Control your emotions. Get your emotions under control. You can be an emotional person and still be in control. Two things can be true at the same time. That's no excuse. Let me tell you another big one that I hear. This one gonna get a lot of y'all. You ready? A lot of you say stuff like, well, Doc, you know, I'm an empath. I'm about to get in trouble. This is gonna be bad. Ooh. Doc, I'm an empath and I'm a feeler. I can just feel things and I carry people's feelings because I really care. Get up out of that. It is okay if you care for people and you care for their feelings and you can feel their emotions. That is what makes you an emotional person. But let me tell you something. With all of your ability to feel, you still need to learn how to create boundaries. You know why? Because boundaries are behaviors. Which means you can be a feeler and set boundaries at the same time. Because here's the breaking news. This is salad worthy. I want you to record it. I need you to support the show. Empathy and boundaries should work for each other, not against each other. Empathy and boundaries should work for each other and not against each other. How does that work, Doc? It's simple. When your attitudes, your beliefs, your perspectives, your principles have been compromised, that means you need a boundary. What are attitudes, beliefs, perspectives, principles? I call them values. Doc, how do you define values? Your values are attitudes, beliefs, perspectives, and principles. They are the attitudes, beliefs, perspectives, and principles that govern how you live. And when any of those things have been compromised, your attitudes, your beliefs, your perspectives, or your principles have been compromised, that means your body and your mind is saying, hey, set a boundary. And you know what we do? We ignore it because we're a feeler. I feel. No, your feelings are saying to you that when your attitudes, beliefs, perspectives, principles have been violated, it's boundary time. I don't care if your mama did it. I don't care if your best friend violated you. Best friends need boundaries too. And that's the problem with all of you empaths. You're so much into what you feel that you fail to realize that empathy and boundaries work hand in hand. Like y'all really be missing this. And it's wild out here that you think that just because you're a feeler, that means you don't need to have boundaries. No, I can feel for you and empathize for you and really, really, really be sorry about what you're going through and feel what you're going through. But I'm going to still put this fence around my house. Because anybody's been in any of my courses know I teach boundaries the same way you understand what a fence does around a house. It does two things. It protects you from what's on the outside and it protects you from yourself. So when you set a boundary with your empath self, when you set a boundary, that boundary needs to protect you from other people. But guess what? It needs to protect you from being an empath. That's what boundaries do. Boundaries are behaviors. So these perspectives are just not acceptable. Now, let me give you another definition, and I'm going to give you some ways you can correct it, and I'm done. This is making sense? Is this making sense? Because I'm sick of people. I literally taught this 9 times this week, and I shifted my whole topic for tonight to this because that was just telling me, listen, this needs to be taught. 9 people in 1 week. Some of y'all are using your kindness as an excuse not to have boundaries, and it's crazy. It's nasty work. It is nasty work at its finest. You can be nice, you can be kind, and you can be a feeler, and you can put up a fence. Let me give you an example. I'm nice to people. We feed the homeless, have fed over 20,000 people in less than 6 years. I've been involved in all of that, spearheaded all of that stuff. I believe in porn. But let me tell you what I ain't going to do. I'm not going to sleep with my door unlocked. You know why? Because locking the door is a behavior that represents a boundary. It protects me from what's on the outside. And in case I get a kind heart, oh, ain't nobody going to come in my house and bother us. No. That lock says we're going to make sure it don't. It protects me from myself. And that's how boundaries work. Not this stuff you see on social media, like blocking. Blocking ain't no boundary. Doc, let it go, Doc. Let it go, Doc. I'm not going to let it go because some of y'all think blocking is a boundary. Y'all still that low level that you think blocking is a boundary, and it ain't. And I ain't going to let it go. And I'm going to do more videos on it until I irritate the world. Blocking ain't no boundary. You can block somebody all day and they still be dominating your heart. Blocking ain't going to do nothing but just get them off your phone and off your social media feed. So what? Definition time. Y'all ready? When your mind functions above your emotions, this is called thinking clearly. Y'all can do what you want to do. Look, y'all can not only continue to block, y'all can also sit in the back of the plane and eat them cold peanuts. Meanwhile, tomorrow I'll be on the plane in the front, and before the plane gets off, they will give me that warm towel with those hot peanuts in the little crate, and I'll be able to get as much drinks and food that I want while y'all eat them cold peanuts that you rip out the pack. You can do what you want to do. I don't care. I'm not going to fuss with y'all about a higher level of thinking. Stay in the back of the plane. Stay back there. Hey, Doc, we're all going the same place. We are. We just going a little different. And some of y'all love a cold peanut. Not me. So you can take that how you want it. But I'm going to ride y'all about blocking until I change a generation. That's what I've been called to do, not follow the crowd. I'm going to change a generation. And before my work is over, this culture, this generation, Doc, who you referring to? Are you breathing? Then I'm talking to you. This generation will have a different perspective of things like blocking. Because blocking is low-hanging fruit. Unless your life is in jeopardy, unless you're being harassed, unless you're being threatened, unless your children's life is in jeopardy, that's something totally different. Block and get a 50B. But other than that, learn how to look your opposition in the face and still be okay. And if not, sit in the back of the plane and eat them cold peanuts and them Biscoff cookies. When your mind functions above your emotions, this is called thinking clearly. Thinking clearly, the very definition of thinking clearly is when your mind functions above your emotions. Watch this. As the strength of your mind increases, the power of your emotions begin to decrease. Are y'all writing this down? These are golden nuggets, y'all. This is golden. As the strength of your mind increases, your emotions or the power of your emotions begin to decrease. Y'all can like them Biscoff. Y'all still stuck on them cookies, aren't you? Y'all be eating Biscoff cookies, and I'll be up there eating my charcuterie board. Now, y'all can have it. Y'all can call Doc Bougie if you want to, but give me the charcuterie board, and y'all can have the Biscoff cookies. Y'all better catch the revelation, the point I'm making. You better catch the, because you're not going to change my mind. I'm sitting in first class tomorrow. Row 2, seat D. You can take this how you want. I don't care how you take this. I live my life this way. Levels. Listen to me, y'all. As the strength of your mind increases, the power of your emotions begin to decrease. Let me explain this. Y'all stop laughing at my blinking eye. I can't help it. I got that from my daddy. My daddy thought it would be like this. Let me explain this to you. Let's say you get offended. Let's say a best friend curses you out. No, that's easy. Let's say at best you find out one of your best friends has been talking about you behind your back. Best friend has been talking about you behind your back, and you are offended. And your natural, because we're humans, your natural response is anger. That's the first emotion you feel. Here's what you got to do. You got to pause and let your mind get in charge. Wait a minute. I feel like I'm getting mad right now. Brain, mind, whatever. What is the best, most appropriate, and healthy way to evaluate this offense? Because when you put your brain in the front seat, it tells your emotions pipe down. This is what happens. Y'all follow me. You're going to be the smartest person at the water cooler tomorrow. This is your mind. These are your emotions. Stay with me. This is your mind. These are your emotions. When you get offended, your emotions automatically do this. Stay with me. They're on an even playing field, especially if you're healed. But when you get offended, because you're a human being, your emotions shoot up. Watch. When they shoot up after the offense, you got to take your mind and go up with them. And you got to say to your emotions, wait a minute. Give me a second to process what this really means. And when your mind processes what this really means, your emotions naturally start to do this. And when your emotions start to do this, your mind, your thoughts, your logic is now in control. And when it's in control, now you can approach the situation because your thoughts are here and your emotions are here. Do y'all see how easy that is? I teach a technique that's a very common technique in cognitive behavior called reframing. I just teach it in a way that's a little different because I'm different. And I tell people to simply ask a simple question. When something happens and your emotions go up here because you're pissed, the quickest way to get your brain up there with your emotions is to say, wait a minute, emotion, hold on. What does this mean to me? Mm-mm. Yo, you pissed, you ready to slap, you ready to fight, you ready to call the cops, you ready to pull up, you taking your makeup off, you done pulled your wig off, you ready to fight, you doing all this. Wait a minute, hold on. What does this mean to me? And when you do that, your emotions are going to start calming down. As you begin to reframe what the situation means to you. Hold on, emotions. That sounds crazy. I talk to myself every day. Not only do I talk to myself, I be answering myself. Doc, man, oh my God, Zeb, you guys just, that was so stupid. Zeb, that was good, man. Yeah, get out. Yeah, that was great. I thought so too. For real. Like it'd be, my kids walk in from outside. Daddy, who's you talking to? Me? Absolutely. Absolutely talk to myself. I talk to my emotions. That's how I keep them in check. That's how I keep my check. It's called, I like that, Brittany, self-control. And people who lead with their mind over their emotions are operating in self-control. Y'all, I got 11 o'clock. Y'all got 20 more minutes? The numbers is growing. The live ain't even get shrinking. It's going up. Y'all got 20 more minutes? This is a master class. You better believe it. Y'all support this show. Y'all see the way you support the show on the screen? Y'all support the show. Come on. This is a master class. And y'all getting it for free. I got clients waiting for months to get this. Y'all got 20 minutes? Because I got to give you practicality, more practicality. I'm going to give you 4 ways you can correct emotional damage and dysfunction. And we're going to end it here. Y'all got time? I see people saying yes. People saying, Doc, I got hours. Okay? 20 minutes. All I need is 20. 25. We'll be done at 11:20. I got 10:55. 11:20 will be done. I got to get through these 4 and I want to take my time. All right? Can I do that? Good. Let me give you 4 practical ways you can correct emotional damage and dysfunction. This is practical. I know that's right. Bedtime, man. Shoot, I got an early flight to catch too, but I don't care. Because, this rest I'm about to get in relaxation and food is just really, Peloton, I'll make it up to you Monday. We worked hard this week. I earned these calories I'm about to get. All right. 4 ways you can correct emotional damage and dysfunction. Y'all writing? You got your journals? Way number 1. Remember the 5 areas of healing. What are they? Remember the 5 areas of healing. What are they? Mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, financial. Y'all write this down. Come on. The book will be released. It'll be finished in a couple of weeks. I'm not sure when I'm going to release it. We'll see. But it'll be finished in a couple of weeks. Mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, financial. Number 1. Way number 1. Remember the 5 areas of healing. Why is that important? Because it's simple. Everything starts with the mind. The reason why this is important is because everything starts with the mind. Heal your mind and your emotions so your behaviors don't create more damage with the offense. You need to write that sentence down. Heal your mind and your emotions so your behaviors don't create more damage with the offense. I really believe, y'all, I've had some challenging situations over the last couple of weeks, for real. And I really believe, because some of y'all don't believe in spiritual warfare, it's fine. I have clients that are atheist, Muslim, agnostic, Baptist, Methodist, the whole thing. I'm a Christian. I believe in spiritual warfare. I believe sometimes the devil absolutely fights you when you're sitting on something great. And I'm telling y'all, I've had person after person say to me, Doc, this book is going to be on the level of the 5 love languages, and I know it is. Why you think I go through so much hell? Okay. So I believe in spiritual warfare. Happens. And to whom much is given, not only is much more required, that person is much more attacked. So I'm going to get some rest this weekend, but it's going to come when it's ready, but it's almost there. And this is a masterpiece. Listen to me. Heal your mind. Write this down. Heal your mind and your emotions so your behaviors don't create more damage with the offense. In other words, it's one thing, y'all, to be offended. That's natural. Offense is natural. But when you're offended, but you don't have a healed mind, your emotions going to take that offense to the next level. That's all I'm saying. Does that make sense? When you're offended and your mind is not healed, your thoughts aren't under control and discipline, it's going to take your emotions to the next level and you're going to create more damage. You will take a situation that's small and you will blow it up. We talked about this earlier. I literally gave you the definition of overreacting earlier. That was just mind-blowing to me. The very essence of overreacting, again, is when your emotions are in a position where they move faster than your mind. When your emotions move faster than your mind, you will overreact because your behavior is going to be led by how you feel and not how you think it, which is why when you're offended, sometimes it's good to just wait. Okay? Way number 2. I'm going to come back to that waiting. It's coming. I'm trying to get through 1 and 2 because I want to spend some time with especially 3. So 4 ways you can correct emotional damage and dysfunction. Number 1, remember the 5 areas of healing. Y'all, I didn't tell y'all about the group work. Write down this. Y'all write down this in all capital letters. Put it in the comments because I want you to take advantage of this. Put in the comments, fall values 24. Put in the comments, fall values 24. I don't want to forget to tell y'all about this. Fall values 24. There's a special promo code I've got for my value system that is September the 14th. A gift from me to you. It expires next Friday. I almost forgot. I meant to mention it earlier when I was talking about values, and I just thought about something in my notes, and I didn't. All right, so just write that down, put it in the chat. Don't forget, it's all one, no spaces whatsoever. Put it all together. Fall values 24. It's a promo code, no spaces. All right, I want you to remember that, so y'all take advantage of that after this live. Don't click off the live. Let's continue. Way number 2. Glad I remembered that. Way number 2, set better boundaries. Set better boundaries. If you want to correct emotional damage and dysfunction, set better boundaries. I said it earlier. I won't belabor the point. I said it earlier already. People who are emotionally out of control will allow their empathy to take control. That's the note I need you to remember. That's salad worthy. People who are emotionally out of control will allow their empathy to take control. Y'all, I'm about to blow my nose. I got to do it. Woo. That was ugly. All right. People who are emotionally out of control will allow their empathy to take control. And this ain't enough excuse. This ain't enough, or this is no excuse not to put up a fence. It's not. You can have empathy and you can have boundaries at the same time. People who are emotionally out of control will allow their empathy to take control. That's the whole word. I don't even think y'all, this is flying over so many of y'all's heads. This might be the best live I've done this year. Well, Tiff, I got to make sure my nose clean. Is that right? Because y'all ain't going to tell me. People who are emotionally out of control will allow their empathy to take control. You got to get that in control. Number 3. This is what I couldn't wait to get to. Yeah, we should be at 100,000 likes, and we ain't at but 58,000 likes on TikTok, and that's a shame. TikTok, hey, everybody on the live, y'all gonna make me pause the talk until TikTok hit like and get up to 100K. I got 2 more ways to give you, but I'm about to stop. Hey, TikTok, start tapping. Let's get that number up to 100,000. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Double tap. Let's go. You can do it. Put your back into it. Let's go. Woo. Come on, TikTok. Let's go. Doc is crazy. Yeah, TikTok be playing around. Let's go, TikTok. We're at 70,000. Come on. Double tap. Go, 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 go. Let's go. Doc, why are you doing this on TikTok? Many of you don't understand my history with TikTok. TikTok has me shadow banned. Okay, so for all of you that are new to my lives, what is Doc doing? Doc's losing his mind. No, TikTok shadow banned me about 6 or 7 months ago and stopped showing my videos in, the FYP. And so my views just dropped. People thought I just fell off of the face of the earth, and they didn't realize I'm shadow banned. And the gag is, I went through a period where I lost like 6,000 followers. And then over the last 2 months, I've gained 15. Which means when you've been called to do what you do, you can't be stopped. Come on, TikTok, I need your help. Let's get back in the FYP. Come on, tap. Go, go. Can't be stopped what you've been called to. I've been called to this. Can't be stopped. We at 87. Let's go. Come on. 89. Let's go. Come, tap. Go. Tap, 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 tap. We just proving a point. That's all. When you've been called to something, you can't be stopped. 92. We almost there, y'all. These last 2 points gonna blow you. Come on. 93. 94. 96. 97. 98. All right, here we go. No, you can't block what you've been called to. I've been called to this. 100. Y'all, let's give it up for TikTok. Let's give it up for TikTok. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I can't be stopped in this space. Hey, way number 4. Y'all ready? 4th way. You can correct emotional damage and dysfunction. Y'all ready for this one? Learn to pause and slow down. I need some time with this one. Learn to pause and slow down. The 3rd way, you can correct emotional damage. Thank you, Brittany, for almost breaking your thumb, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. Learn to pause and slow down. You know why? Because this puts you in control. Number 1 was remember the 5 areas of healing. Number 2, set better boundaries. Number 3, learn to pause and slow down. Learn to pause and slow down. Why is this important? Because it puts you in control. I want y'all to remember this. Write this down now. Your hand should be sore from all of this writing you're about to do on this point. Write this down. The more time you have between offense and reaction, the better the response should be. Listen to what I said. The more time you have between offense and response or reaction, the better your response should be. The more time you have, wow, that's a word. The more time you have between offense and reaction, the better your response should be. Are y'all listening to what I said? That means that when something happens and you learn how to pause, the extent to which you can increase the amount of time you can just stop is the extent to which you will end up having a better response. And yes, it opens up the door for silence. I'm so glad you said it, because you know why many of y'all have no emotional control? Because you have an unhealthy relationship with silence. Oh my God. Yep. This generation has a very unhealthy relationship with silence and with slow. You not only talk too much, you feel this urge to have to always say something, to always respond, to always be on the move, to always be moving. Let me tell you something. The real piece is learning how to slow down, because slow is the new fast. You know why? Do you know why slow is the new fast? Because this promotes processing to understand, not respond. Wow. Going slow promotes processing the offense so you can understand, not to respond. Y'all process to respond. In fact, most people, when they do things to you to offend you, you are so hot-headed and so quick-tempered that you, while they are talking, have already formed your response. And most of you don't even wait until they finish. You interrupt. You're hot-headed. You don't take time to think things through. And this is why, let me put you on game. You got to learn how to talk your emotions down. I want everybody to put in the comments in all capital letters, talk your emotions down. Talk your emotions down. When you're ready to pop off, you got to talk them things down, which means be in a rush. Watch this. Not to say or do anything at all. Did y'all hear what I said? Be in a rush. I need you to work on being in a rush, not to talk or say anything at all. Doc, that don't make sense. You just said be in a rush not to say or do anything. Yeah, be in a rush not to say or do anything at all. It takes practice. But when you master the art of pausing and going slow so that your brain can process offense, then you learn how to master the idea of rushing not to say or do anything at all. I be in a hurry not to say nothing. Let me give you an example. I know my dad's not watching tonight. My mom and dad's not on. It's a little too late. My daddy, when I was in college, my daddy, we were laughing about this over the one of the breaks over the holiday vacation. We was talking to a couple of the uh, my nephews are in college, and we just talking about college life and stuff. And my mama was really my saving grace, because I like nice stuff. I learned in college that I had a very expensive palate, and I like nice stuff. And I would call, and mama would send me some money to get a necklace or whatever I like, whatever. But when I really needed stuff, I would go to dad. I would go to dad a lot. Dad's a little bit more frugal with his money. And it could be a simple thing. Like, I could need like a white shirt for a program. Like, I need a white button-up shirt. This is a true story. And I called dad, be like, hey, daddy, what you doing? None. What's up, son? What you up to? None. Hey, daddy, I need $25. Let me just walk y'all through this example. Dad, I need $25. He'd be like, what you need it for? I need a shirt. What kind of shirt you need? Dad, I need a white shirt. You know what he would say? You ain't got no white shirts? Yeah, daddy. I mean, I got some white shirts, but then what you need another white shirt for? Because I need it for this program. What do you need it for this program for? Daddy, we talking about $25. That's not the point. I just need to understand why you need shirt. It would get so bad to the point I'd be like, well, Daddy, just don't worry about it. No, just, and when he would say, no, I would think he would be like, okay, well, I'm going to send you the $25. You know what he would say? Well, let me think about it. I'll give you a call back. Oh my God. What you got to think about? Let me think about it and I'll give you a call back. You got to think about $25? But as I have gone on my healing journey, I discovered something. That the issue was not about the $25. The issue was about going slow enough to understand a decision you're going to make. And that's why going slow is the new fast. It works with a $25 shirt. It works when you want to respond if somebody mistreated you. Slow down. Because when you slow down, if it's a $25 shirt or somebody cuss you out, the same method works. Slowing down forces your brain to process. And we as a culture have been conditioned to respond to everything right away. Go, go, go. Pausing's hard for our culture. Especially for a culture that promotes everything to go fast. I mean, we live in a time, everything is promoted to be fast. And our emotions love this. Your emotions love the time we live in. Besides, if you don't have time to go to the grocery store, all you got to do is grab your cell phone and go to Instacart and Instacart your groceries. And you don't even have to wait on that. And you can keep on working and do what you do with the kids. And by the time you get home, your groceries are sitting on the porch and you don't have to worry about nothing. And everything comes when you want it. And it moves faster than what you can even think or imagine. And even Alexa gets sparked, because when you say, hey, Alexa, and you ask her a question, she'll look up the answer for you. Ain't no pausing. Our culture doesn't support pausing. We support everything going fast, and our emotions love this. And this is hard for this immediate reaction culture. You reaction video fanatics who love to see some tea, and then you go on YouTube and start talking about it immediately instead of doing your research. You know how many people, now not all of them are bad, but you know how many people have done reaction videos based off of an incident with limited information and have gone viral off an opinion that was not even true, that was not based in facts, because you would not slow down and wait. I like that comment. I don't know. Vicky Wilkinson nailed it on Facebook. She said, folks are spoiled. Thinking is no longer a requirement. Sweetheart, I couldn't have said that better. Vicky Wilkinson nailed it. Technology got y'all on this crazy tip where you in a hurry and thinking ain't even a requirement. And that's why our culture is so dysfunctional. Learn how to pause. Everything don't require an immediate response. And sometimes you got to embrace the awkwardness of silence. You in a hot, heavy argument and somebody's called you and they laying you out and you sit up there and then they finally pause and then they say, well, you ain't going to say nothing. Sometimes your best response is, hey, give me a second. What? Now you're being funny. I'm not being funny. Give me a second so I can make sure that my response is the right response. You know what that does? That takes the heat on that argument, it takes the coals on their head and it starts to remove them. Slow down. Everybody put in the chat right now in all caps, slow down. I'm gonna give you the last thing that's gonna help y'all. Last way you can correct emotional damage and dysfunction. Come on, y'all put slow down in the comments. Hurry. I got one more thing to give you. Yeah, because a lot of people want you to just, nope. I'm at a place now where if I don't have the appropriate response, or if I have not had enough time to process it, I don't have a response. I'll get to you. And I understand why I used to be annoyed when my daddy was annoyed, when my daddy would be slow to give me $25 for a shirt. Now I get it. Because if it don't make sense to me, I ain't moving. If it don't make sense to me, I'm not responding. If I can't process it properly, I don't have a response. And that's how you make wiser decisions. Here's the fourth way you can correct emotional damage. This one's going to be a little off the grid. You're going to be shocked when I say it. But some of y'all need to hear this. Y'all, I got 11:19, 11:25. I need 6 minutes. 3 for this point, 2 for wrap ups, and then that's that. The fourth way you can correct emotional damage and dysfunction is this. You need to seriously minimize or eliminate alcohol and drugs. It's going to hurt some of y'all. You know why? Do you know why? Minimizing or eliminating alcohol and drugs is helpful. Because guess what it clouds, y'all? Your judgment. Y'all not going to admit it. But some of the most classic arguments that many of us have been in have involved also alcohol and drugs. Y'all don't like this. I know. Y'all not honest. And that's the problem. You're not honest. And see, when those things are in your system and you're in a hot and heavy argument, then your brain, your emotions are, oh, okay, great. Yes, I feel good. I'm going to say what. Next morning, you got to deal with the repercussions of that. Oh, y'all don't like this, do you? Oh, next day, you don't even remember most of the argument the next day. But by that time, the damage is done. The damage is done. I'm not about to lecture you about what you do. This is a decision that you have to make with your own conviction. And if you can control it or whatever, I guess that's what you'll do. Now, watch some of y'all take that sound bite and say Doc is encouraging people to do. No, you say whatever you want to say. I don't care. I'm beyond that. Okay? Y'all get my point. Because if you're going to do it, at minimum, do it in moderation. But when you get to the point where you pissy and you can't think straight and function straight, don't be shocked if you end up in an argument and it go left, it go real left. That's all I'm saying. You're going to do all of that, make sure you have your emotions and your mindset under control for real. Hey, y'all, was this helpful tonight? I told y'all, this probably the live of the year right here. This probably the live of the year. I told y'all, I don't be making this stuff up. I try to tell y'all this. This is probably the live of the year right here. This makes sense? Y'all got a whole therapy session tonight. Easily. For 2 hours. And the numbers is still rising. I didn't get to say 5, it was 4. This help y'all? Was this helpful? Good. Put some hearts in the comments. Churches, good. Thank you so much. I know I did a little bit of reading. I'm sorry. I ain't really sorry, but if that makes you feel better. JJ Evans, look. I meant what I said. Everything I said, I meant it. Hope this was helpful. All right. I hope y'all support the show. Y'all support the show because if not, I'm not going to leave this up because literally, I talked to 9 clients about this week. It was really powerful. So support the show. I'm going to look when I get off. Let me say this again. Fall Values 24. It's a promo code. If you want to take advantage of my value system, I'm teaching that September the 14th. It is probably the last time I'm going to teach it because that's going to be converted into something. My course number 4 is September the 28th through October the 26th. September 28th through October the 26th is course number 4, where I am doing 5 straight weeks. Many of you are trying to get on my calendar. Right now, the earliest availability I have is November. I'm now in the month of November. So it is easy to get on my calendar if you just participate in that course. It's 5 straight weeks with me. We're talking about a lot of different things, masculine, feminine energy, emotional intelligence. It's going to be really good. So check it out. It's all on the link in my bio. Y'all check it out. And here's the surprise. Next Thursday, I am leaning towards, because somebody was fussing me out in the comments on TikTok. Doc, you don't take any more questions anymore. I think it's you, Nail. Good to see you. I've seen you several times. Doc, you don't take any questions anymore. Well, next Thursday, this is what I'm leaning toward. I'm leaning toward a show called Ask Me Anything. Here's the catch. You're not going to be able to sit in your living room. It was you, Nell? Good. I thought so. I'm leaning towards a show next Thursday called Ask Me Anything. I did it for my subscribers Monday. They loved it. I'm leaning towards a show called Ask Me Anything, where next Thursday, you're going to be invited to come on the screen. I will have the link in the bio. There will be a waiting room, and I will go one by one and answer as many questions as I can in 2 hours. Now, you can't get on the call. If I do this, you can't get on the screen and have a 45-minute coaching session. This is not the time, right? There are other people trying to be on, right? So you can't get on and have a 45-minute coaching session, but you will have a good hot 5-7 minutes, talk about what's going on, and I'm going to give you feedback. Now, I'm going to just warn you. If you've ever been in any of my sessions, one-on-ones or couples, many people are shocked at how blunt I am. Many people are shocked. Doc, there's no way you're that blunt as you are on the lives as you are in sessions. It's worse. Some of my clients are in the comments. Ask them. It's worse. You know why? Because I believe in self-awareness. So when this self-awareness tour hits, it's gonna be 90 minutes of blunt honesty. So come on the screen. I ain't gonna embarrass you. I'm not going to demean you. I'm not. This is not that. But I'm gonna tell you, don't bring up no questions that you don't want the real answer to. Okay? So I'm thinking about doing that next Thursday. You can see Lydia. Good to see you, Lydia. A lot of my clients are on there like, Doc, not making this up. This is what he does. It's worse in person. it's worse in person. But you know what? It's the truth that heals you. Same time. And yeah, I'm thinking about trying it with this large group. And you're going to get to come on the screen, and I'll make you this promise. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to let you go. I'll make you this promise. If I do this, we're not going to have people in the comments clowning and all this stuff. We're not going to do that. Inspire Nation is a supportive community. Y'all know I have a zero tolerance policy for bullies. I don't like bullies. They're birds. I don't like birds. I'm an eagle. I have a zero tolerance policy for bullies. So I'm not going to let people come on here and clown you and do all of that stuff. We're not going to do that, right? My moderators will be on their job, and I will expect you all to uphold that community and encourage people and support people as they're being very vulnerable in front of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people talking about their challenges. Okay? So I will expect that from you all, but Doc gonna tell the truth. I'm just telling you now. So I'm thinking about trying it next Thursday. We're going to see what happens. All right. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Good Labor Day if you're off. Do all of that stuff. And yeah, I'll see y'all subscribers. I'll see y'all Monday night. And I'll see y'all again next Thursday. And we'll go from there. All right. Peace and blessings. Y'all have a good night. Hope this was helpful. Bye, y'all. See you.